Hey y'all, welcome back to the crazy. It's Leslie with Phat Cat Flossing, and today is Thursday, June 15th, 2023. And this is FlossTube number 141, I think. You'll know, it'll be in the title. Life's been insane. In Texas, this is what we would have referred to as a goat rope. When I worked in the ER, we would have called it a cluster of some variety. I think you probably get the idea. But anyway, welcome back to my certifiable insanity. And before I forget, let me show you the baby. Come here. Come here, Tuck. Oh boy, I'm not sure how we're going to do this. Come here, Tuck, Tuck. Come here. Tucky, come here. Come here. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come to Mama. Come on, you big old horse. Here's my baby. He will be, here's Tucker. Tucky. Tucky Tuck. There's my Tucky Tuck. Yes, Mama loves you. Yes, I do. I love you. I love you, my small pony. He will be 4 months old on Monday. He is a small horse. We were at the vet 2 weeks ago tomorrow for his third round of puppy shots, and he weighed 32 pounds thin. I think he's probably close to 40 now. He is a small horse, and I love him very much, and he's so sweet. Okay, down we go. Down we go. Let's get down. There we go. There we go. But he's about too big for Mama to pick up anymore. Okay, you can lay down and go back to sleep. Yes, you can. You can go back to sleep now. That was the end of another fingernail. Lay down, please. Lay down. Don't knock everything over, please. Good boy. Okay, now that that's done. Anyway, life has been a large degree of insane lately. Steve broke his ankle 2 weeks ago today on June 1st. He went to play disc golf before work, and they hadn't mowed between holes, and he was walking between hole 1 and hole 2 and stepped in a hole that he couldn't see because the grass was tall, and twisted his ankle and broke it. So that's fun, or not. He's in a walking boot. He's fine. He's in a walking boot. He is mostly inconvenienced. No, please do not chew on my stitching. He's fascinated with the fabric hanging over the side of the ironing board here. Anyway, he's in a walking boot and will be for another 4 weeks. No. Hold on. I've got to save Land That I Love from him. Okay, go lay down, please. Go lay down. Anyway, he's in a walking boot. He's supposed to stay off of it as much as possible. He is terrible at following directions, so he's not off of it as much as he should be. And because the boot is so wide and unwieldy, he cannot drive, because if he hits the gas, he hits the brake, and vice versa. So guess who's getting up every morning and taking him to work and picking him up for lunch and bringing him home and then taking him back from work and picking him up at 5:30. Yep, that's right, me. I do not enjoy getting up early in the morning. My body is trained. For all those years I worked evenings, and I want to stay up late and sleep late. It is what it is. Yeah, you do what you got to do. But anyway, I have a new ring light finally. I'm sorry that it's reflecting in my glasses, but I need the glasses to see, and y'all need the light to see what I got. So it is what it is. Oh, and Tucker is going to knock over the camera if we're not careful. He is a small pony. What else? I have 3 litters of kittens here now, and they're all doing great. They are, let's see, 7 weeks, 5 weeks, and Hearts will be 4 weeks old tomorrow. And sorry, oh Lord, sorry. The yard guy is here, and they hear him doing his thing outside, so I apologize for dogs barking. And unfortunately, I am neither smart enough nor patient enough to edit, so you're probably gonna hear dogs barking and yard guy noises. And y'all excuse me for 1 second, because Tucker broke a nail and I gotta take that sharp edge off, or it's gonna pull on my silks when I show y'all stuff. Okay, that's that. Sorry, that's way more than you needed to see about me. Anyway, that's 4 minutes of insanity. Let's talk about cross stitch. I did get a finish, fortunately, before Steve broke his ankle, because since that happened, I've not had a whole lot of progress on anything. And I apologize, I don't know what I did with this pattern. This is Over the Hill Part 1 from Sam SamSarah Designs. and it is stitched 1/2 on an 18 count. This is a mystery linen, 20 something years old from my stash. I have no idea what the color or the manufacturer are, but I think it came out very cute. It is stitched with Caron watercolors mostly. Caron watercolors are a stranded cotton. Let's see if I can find the end of one of these to show you. They're used much more commonly in needlepoint than they are in cross stitch. Sorry, I have such a big mess. I didn't prepare this ahead of time. Oh, the heck with it. Where's one strand? There you can see they're a fairly heavy duty thread, but they are stranded. They come apart into 3 heavy duty cotton strands. And I'm guessing that one strand is probably roughly equivalent to probably about 6 strands of DMC. So that's what I've stitched the majority of this with. As a matter of fact, the black and white are both DMC, and I've just stitched that part with 6 strands. But I think it's pretty cute. I have no idea what I'll do with it yet, and I'm sorry that Tucker keeps knocking the ironing board and wobbling everything. But anyway, that was my finish. Over the Hill Part 1 from Sam SamSarah Designs. I love Sam SamSarah Designs. I hate that she's not designing anymore. They're very cute and whimsical, and I like bright colors, so this really suits me. Okay, let's see if I can master the board thing. I did find a board. Well, I had a board, but Tucker also found the board. Puppy teeth. But I found my box of clips, and that was an adventure all in itself. And I like to, this has not been opened in years, and I like to have never got the top off that box. But anyway, that was my one finish. And let's see if I can put things over to the side without Tucker deciding he wants to pull them off the ironing board. Okay. The problem with this is now I've got to put the next one on the board. It's an adventure all in itself. You know, I talked about when I did my, I think it was when I did my whip parade, that I wanted to get some progress on my BAPs, my big ass projects. Y'all excuse me, I'm sleep deprived, tired, and not very patient, and my potty mouth is probably going to show itself today. This is Land That I Love, and I am so sorry about that glare. There we go. Land That I Love from Teresa Kogut. This was a market release, I believe, 2 years ago, I think. 2020. And I started it, I think, sampler September of whatever year it came out. I've been working on it for a while. Tucker, please lay down and quit thumping stuff. And I have not made a whole lot of progress, but I did pull it out, and it got a solid week. In fact, I think it may have gotten 8 days. I had... Hush! I am so sorry, y'all. This is... I'm going to kill dogs. I'm not patient. I'm going to kill them. Anyway. I had this side of the border. I didn't get any more done on that. I had about halfway across, and I finished the rest of the way across and started down a little bit. I had up through, I think, G in the alphabet, and I had an error in either the, I don't remember if it was the E or F. It was supposed to be 1 stitch wider than what I did it. So I just compensated and put an extra stitch in between some letter. But I did finish the alphabet. I had this basket done, and you can see I have done some eyelets there in the center of those. Those were not called for, but I just added the eyelets. I had most of the berry basket done, and I had the eagle, the center of him done, and the wings outlined, but I filled in the wings. I'm sorry for the shaking. I did this whole motif twice because I did it wrong the first time. I spaced it off of one of the leaves, and it was the wrong leaf. So I did that motif twice, and I started the peacock and his plant over here, but I didn't get finished with that before I ran out of days, since I spent a whole night putting in and taking out this, and I had to start that over. Anyway, it's beautiful. It is stitched on 36 count My Little Dove from XQ Designs, 1/2, with most of the call for. The only thing that are not the call for are the reds, and on the reds, the reds that were chosen were kind of rusty reds, and I don't like orangey reds. I like blue reds. So I changed those out. That is not Tucker barking, by the way. Those are my two 9-year-old Shih Tzus who are both blind as a bat. Couldn't find somebody to bite them if their life depended on it, but bark at everything. They're not my favorite right now. Anyway, that's Land That I Love from Teresa Kogut. Still trying to put things where it won't fall, but where Tucker can't get it. The Tucker not get it is the most important part of that, because we've seen what he did to the board. I have a just a cardboard box on the that's typically has up until now set under my desk, and I throw, you know, all the junk mail and recycling and whatever paper stuff that needs to go to recycling in it. Well, that can't sit under my desk anymore because he's now tall enough to get over the top of it and pull all the paper out and make confetti. He likes confetti. I guess I should show the pattern. This is What Remains from Blackbird Designs. This was a design that was available through Traditional Stitches, which is where I got it from. And then in 2022, this was a market release. There is a sale ongoing for this. I'm so sorry. Hush up. Anyway, there is a sale ongoing for this. I will put that in the notes below. I don't remember Mother's Sal, or I don't remember. Anyway, there's a sale. And I started this last year in 2022 on my mom's birthday, which is February 19th, with the plan that I would finish it this year, 2023, on her birthday, February 19th. Instead, I had my rotator cuff repaired and didn't stitch anything for almost 6 months, and so here I am. So my plan is to finish it next year on her birthday, and I made really good progress. I gave it, I think 4 or 5 days, and added, I think this motif, the rest of the inner border, and I think maybe I had a little bit of the outer border. I just don't remember. But it's where now I think if I pick it up a week before her birthday next year, I can finish it. So there's my progress on What Remains. And this is 36 count Heartland from Picture This Plus, I believe. And this is stitched with none of the call for. These are all miscellaneous silk flosses from my stash. And when I stitch a lot from my silk stash that are, you know, never the call for. And what I do is I have a thread card, one of those DMC thread cards, and I get it out and I just match my silks mostly to that. And sometimes I just look at the picture on the front of the pattern and match them to what I think I want. But that's how I stitch from my silk stash. So that's What Remains from Blackbird Designs. My mother's Sal, whatever it's called. I'll put it below. And then I pulled out another piece that I had not had a lot of progress on, and I started this several years ago, and I really don't, like probably 4 years ago, long time. These patterns were a gift from Kathy West, who had seen me mention that I wanted to stitch it, but I was too tight to turn loose the money to do it, because it is 12 patterns, which I believe all retailed for either $10 or $12 a piece. 11 is the price tag on that one. Anyway, it was going to be a lot of money, and I just refused to pay that much money for one pattern. And Kathy saw that I wanted to stitch it, and she had them all, and I opened the mailbox one day and there they were. Thank you, Kathy. It was when Steve was sick and in the hospital with his gallbladder and liver issues, and they were a wonderful, wonderful present. There's what it's going to, there is no color picture of the completed design. there it is. And again, thank you so much, Kathy. I am so appreciative, and I love what it says. Here it is. What it says is, faith is the bird that feels, let me think. Yeah. Faith is the bird that feels the light when dawn is still dark. And to me, that is the essence of faith. So I just love that. And this is 36 count Petunia from Color and Cotton. And it's stitched with none of the call for. These are all cotton flosses from my stash. And they're all probably 90% Color and Cotton. I've got a couple others in there. I think there's a couple of Ship's Manor and maybe 1 or 2 Victorian Motto, but the vast majority of them are Color and Cotton flosses. And I think it's really cute. And I would really like to keep going on this. I really would like to finish it, but there are other things that I need to stitch on. So it's going to go away again for a while, but Kathy, I promise it won't be another 4 years. I promise. This one I'm going to stick to because I love that. Here's my flosses. Mostly Color and Cotton, but just a miscellany of cotton flosses from stash. Okay, and then I had one new start because it's me and that's just what I do. And I wasn't really planning on starting this one, and then, you know, as my mom would have said, up and jumped the devil. And I've got a hanging thread and a needle, so let me secure that. And Tucker is chewing on something, so let me make sure. Okay, it's actually a dog toy. He can chew on that. He will chew on anything and everything. I can no longer leave my shoes by the bed. I have to put my shoes up where he can't get to them because I wear flip-flops around, even in the house. He loves flip-flops. This is Strawberry Harvest from Stitches Through the Years. And I've seen several people stitch this on Instagram. Super cute little pattern. Here's the good news for you. I liked it so much I bought it twice. Now, it's a PDF download from her Etsy shop. But I did message Lana, who is the designer, and sent her proof that I had purchased it twice. And she agreed that I could print a copy. She didn't, you know, I'm not going to send out the PDF. But I am printing a copy, and that is today's giveaway. Speaking of giveaways, I have been so flummoxed that I have not pulled giveaways from from 5 weeks ago, from my last FlossTube, but I will do that in the next couple of days, and I will comment on your comment if you are the winner of those things, and you'll just need to send me your address. My email will be in the drop down below. But anyway, here is my start on Strawberry Harvest from Stitches Through the Years. This is 40 count. Should have kept the pattern out because I think that's where I wrote it down. It is a needle and flax linen, and I believe it is Steinbeck. I think, because it's on my working copy, and my working copy is on the couch by my stitching spot. But again, miscellaneous silks from stash. I can't get my hoop together today, y'all. Pull anything out. There's my silks in a big mess as usual. And I have a couple more colors than what she called for because I'm adding some additional pinks. But because I love me some pink. There is my start on that. It's really going to be pretty small. I'm kind of surprised at how small it is, but I think it's super cute. I love it to pieces, and I love what it says, which is keep life simple. I would really like to simplify my life right now because it is a little unnecessarily complicated with everything going on. But anyway, that was my start on that. So next thing, what's next? Okay. Let me do a couple of shout outs real quick because I always forget to do them, so I'm doing them now before I forget. I have 2 shout outs today. I have been living under a rock because I had not found Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie. But I believe that Jane is my long lost twin. We are both shepherd bush aficionados. We both like to stitch with silk. We're both a little irreverent. She's a nicer person than I am, but separated at birth, I think. And Julie, I think Julie must be the quintessential Minnesota grandma. Julie, I think you look like Mrs. Claus, and I think you're just precious. I love both those ladies. I hope you give them a watch. They're so much fun. They have beautiful stitching. They haven't convinced me to try Hardanger because I'm afraid of cutting them threads, but they are really awesome. So y'all go watch them. And then yesterday, I'm sorry, my dog is sticking his big fat head down here. My YouTube suggested Floss Bossin cousins, and I have forgotten their name now, but I was laughing at them. They're from Alabama. They have the most wonderful accents, and I really enjoyed the first episode of them, and I'm going to watch some more of them. So y'all go give both those sets of ladies some love. Okay, next thing is plans. Well, I started this, I don't know, a couple months ago. And it's from the spring issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. And I'm doing this for my friend Charlotte for her birthday. She doesn't stitch, she doesn't watch FlossTube, so I can say that. And this is Friends or Flowers from Lucy Beam. And I just really love that. And, well, there went the board. So much for that. We're about done with it anyway. We'll just do this. This was my start on it. And this is, I think, 32 count Weeks Red Pear. And it's the old Weeks. It's that real flimsy, floppy, open weave stuff. And while I do not love stitching with 2 threads, this is stitched 2/2 on that 32 count Weeks Red Pear. Because I will stitch happily on 32 count with 1 thread, except on this linen. So that's my start on that. And this is what I'm getting back to tonight because I have to get it done for Charlotte's birthday. So that's my next thing. And her birthday is a week after mine. Hers is July 16th. So I don't have a whole lot more time to fiddle fart around with that. Let me pick up this board before the dog finds it. Because he will, and he'll eat it. I know him, and that's what he'll do. And then my next plans, my birthday is on July 8th. This was a gift from Shelley, Kuecks Stitch. Oh, what's her new channel? It's Only Stitching. She sent this to me a couple years ago, and I love it. I wanted to start it last year, but I didn't start anything because that was about the time my arm just started giving me fits. So on my birthday, I am starting the Gratitude Sampler from Shepherd's Bush. I would like to do a Sal. I did this a couple years ago, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago maybe. Stitch along with me with anything with Shepherd's Bush. Start it in July, and then we'll all post our progress, and I'll post the hashtag. I'll figure out a hashtag and put that on Instagram when I get 2 minutes. And then this kind of transitions into haul. And this Sal started last weekend with Pam from Pam and Steph. And she is a breast cancer survivor. And I have lost several folks in my life to cancer of one sort or another, including a friend named Lorraine to breast cancer. And I'm going to start this probably this weekend. And you know me, and I love me some pink, which makes it perfect because I love silk, and I thought this was perfectly suited to a hank of silk. And I emailed Jo at Silks for You because I love her silks, and told her that I wanted a hank of silk that ranged from fuchsia to ballerina pink. And this is what she dyed for me. Isn't that beautiful, y'all? I think it is going to be so, so pretty. If you want this, I'm sure if you, and it's, I believe, Silks, S-I-L-K-S, the number 4, the letter U. It's either .net or .com. I don't remember now, but I'll put it in the drop down. I'm sure she would be happy to dye something. If she will all do custom dyes of whatever sort. Her silks are extremely reasonably priced. This is a whole hank, and I believe it was $44. You can't beat that with a stick. And it's gorgeous. So I can't wait to get started with that. I'm going to have to look in my stash and see what I have that's big enough to stitch this on, because it ain't small, y'all. It is, actually it's not as big as I thought it was. 212 by 204. Now that's not small, but it is not ginormous either. So I have to look in my stash and see what I have. I think I have some 40 count white Verdal that I may have a big enough piece to do that on. I'll have to see, but I really think that that pink would be very pretty on there. And I'm sorry, I don't know if I said what this pattern is. This is Simple Gifts Courage from Praiseworthy Stitches, but that's going to be a start very soon. Okay, and then we'll just go on with haul from there, because I had more. I told y'all, I think on my last FlossTube, that this was sent to me by Niecy Lynn. And if you're not watching her, you're missing out. I will link her down below also. This is the Bittersweet season from HeartStrings. It is out of print. I think you can probably find it on the secondary market. But she was kind enough to send this to me, and I'm going to be starting this soon so I can send it along to the next person. I was waiting for some flosses, and Anne from the Shepherd's Needle has sent me those, and some beads. And unfortunately, this is an older pattern. I don't know what the copyright date is. I don't see it easily visible, so we'll just go with old. Anyway, some of the beads that it calls for are no longer available. So Anne sent me several to try out. So thank you, Anne. And y'all, the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock is a tremendous LNS. If you have the chance to go there, go. If you just need to mail order something, they are fantastic about helping you out with whatever it is that you need. So while I was getting that, I got some other stuff, including from Jan Hicks, E Pluribus Unum. I think that's really pretty. It's just gorgeous. And then I have stitched a shepherd's bush stocking for my grandson, but I'm going to stitch one for my son and for my new daughter-in-law. So Anne sent me those. I sent them a bunch of potential ones because, of course, you know, I have, I don't know, 10 or 12 of these in my stash or more. But the ones they picked out were not the ones I had in my stash, because that's just how life works. So I have both of those patterns. This is Elizabeth's stocking and Brett's stocking were the two they picked out. And I've got the little, whatever you call them, the charm packs to go with those. So that was my haul from the Shepherd's Needle, that and the Simple Gifts pattern. And then I had my monthly Silks for You order. And these were, let's see if I can tell. These were my Aprils. And they're all lavenders. And then pardon me. These were, I believe, my May ones. Teals. They're so, so pretty. Jo has just a real flair for color. And again, if you need anything custom dyed, she does custom dye for an extremely reasonable price. And then I had some other haul. So like I said, I bought the Strawberry Harvest pattern, and this is today's giveaway. But while I was on her website, I also bought a House Is. And these are all from Stitches Through the Years. Whoops, I'm sorry, I'm from that pattern. And I will link her below. Feed Your Soul, also from Stitches Through the Years. And Springtime Blossom, again from Stitches Through the Years. Instagram is a terrible, terrible thing. I saw these are from a, her name is Leslie Chanson, Chazon. I'm not sure how she says it. But isn't that a wonderful, wonderful pincushion? It's so cute. It's a rose. And I got the kit to do that. And then she also had a kit for a bee. And you know, I love bee stuff. So there's my kit for that. So if I can dig my sewing machine out from behind the mountain of crap on my desk, I will hopefully get those done sooner or later. And then Annie Belcher, Annie Beez FolkArt. Yeah, I think it's Annie Beez FolkArt. Showed that she was doing an embroidery pattern that she put on Instagram. Again, Instagram is a dangerous thing. And I thought that was just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Love the little bird. So pretty. Now, I have not done any embroidery since I was probably in my teens. Maybe early 20s, but more likely my teens. I don't really remember when. So I went to the Floss box on Etsy and downloaded that pattern. It was very reasonable. It was $6 or $7. And then I couldn't find a hoop. I own hoops. I know I own hoops. I haven't stitched in a hoop in years. But I've been watching Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie, and they had a Nerge hoop. So I bought one. Now, I obviously did not pay attention to the size. So I think I need to order one that's more like, you know, this size. And these are not expensive. This was $9 or $10 on Amazon. So I need to order another one of these that is closer to the right size. But I've got all the floss in the world, and I think that's adorable, and I'm going to remind myself how to do some embroidery stitches. My Aunt Jesselie taught me to embroider when I was in my, I don't know, I'm going to guess 12 years old maybe. So it will be interesting to try to resurrect that skill. We'll see how successful I am. So I think that is about all that I have. For giveaways, wherever it is. This is a printed copy, and again, I have okayed this with Lana. I have her emails or Etsy messages to that effect, and I will print out a copy of that message and probably send it along with this. But if you would like to stitch this, use the word strawberry, STRAWBERRY, because the name of the pattern is Strawberry Harvest. And I will search using that and get back to you soon. And the giveaways from last time, again, I forgot about pulling those before I was ready to start. Pardon me. So I will do those and get back in touch with folks in the next few days, I hope. So in the meantime, that iron back there is laughing at me because it thinks I should iron other things, and it's not going to happen. But it's probably going to be almost time for me to go pick up Steve from work. So I will let y'all go. I hope you come to visit with me soon. I hope that you, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I would love to roll over that 5,000 subscriber mark. But I just wish you all happiness and happy stitching, and I will see you soon, I hope. God bless. Bye-bye.